We're going to be talking about war gear, specifically the free-to-play war gear that you can use in game. Now this set is going to be a mixed set, so it's going to be hard to counter if you're defending, but it's also going to give you enough attack stats to be able to put some pretty good attacks down on your enemies. Now the older players may already know about this set and how to attain it, but the newer guys that are playing Lords for the last few months who are just not too sure, what is the best material for me to use, to make what gear. I don't want to waste the material. What is the best gear set to use? Well, hopefully this video is going to answer those questions for you. Now before we get into the actual workshop and look at the pieces of gear, I just want to tell you exactly how you attain the materials to make this gear. So the first way is by hunting monsters. Now a lot of the monsters on the map will drop materials, in fact they all do, and those materials can be used to make some of the event gear. I think you'll find every piece of event gear, obviously apart from Monster and Champion, does actually have a piece of free-to-play gear in it. And in this set I'm going to show you, there are 3 pieces of gear that requires you to hit monsters. So that's the first way you can get free-to-play materials. The second way is by gathering. Every gathering tile that you go to get your food or your ore, you do have a chance to actually pick up a material at the same time. And the level of material you get will be dependent on the level of RSS tile that you are farming from. So if you're going from a level 4 tile, there is a chance that you could pick up a purple piece of material. The other way you can get material is by going to the guild shop. If you go to the guild shop, you can actually pick up these material chests for 9,900 guild coins. And I highly recommend you do, guys, because you can use these to get the materials for this gear, and the material you use for this gear is also material that you use for the, these circlets and the lunar flutes to help with your research and construction. So early game, all you want to be doing is spending guild coins on material chests. And then the other way you can get these materials is via your gifts. If someone kills a monster on the map, I'm sure you know now that you do get a chest to go to your gifts. If you open that chest up, there is sometimes monster materials in there. I don't know if I've got any gifts. I've got one. Let's have a look and see what it is. It's rare Frostwing. Am I going to get a material? And no, I get some gold. But that's where you get it from. Sometimes you do get materials that way. So that's how you get the material. Now that you've got the material now what gear do you choose? Well, that's what we're going to go through now, guys. So let's go into the workshop and go to all equipment and go through each piece and tell you what best in slot is going to be for your hero. So let's start off with the helmet. Now I see a lot of people building Berserker Tusk Helm, the other one which is the Bloodstained Helm. I see a lot of people building that, but to be honest guys, the one you want to be going for is the Indulgent Visage. Now this is one of the pieces of gear you get from hitting monsters on the map, and it's going to be the Bon Appetit, okay? Now, the big bird that's eaten too much chicken legs, that's the one you want to be hitting. Now you can see with this, it comes with infantry attack 10%, ranged attack 10%, and that's great for a free-to-play piece of gear, it really is. So that's definitely the one I would go for, is the Indulgent Visage. Now let's move on to the armor piece. The one you want to go for here, again, is another piece of material that you get from hitting the monsters on the map, and that's going to be the Armor of the Abyss. Now I see a lot of people going for these Regal Plate Mails and Elder Garbs, Centaur Saddle I see a lot, but to be honest with you, Armor of the Abyss is the one you want to go for. You get this by hitting the Helldriders on the map. Now this comes with army attack 5%. Now for those of you that don't know what army attack actually means, it means that rather than just giving your infantry 5% attack, this gives all of your army 5%. So your infantry get 5%, your range get 5%, and your cavalry get 5%. So it's like 15% worth of stats. So that's a really good piece of gear to get. Plus it also comes with cavalry HP 5% and infantry defense 5%. So that's going to be good for your front line if you're running infantry and cavalry on your front line. So Armor of the Abyss, 100% the armor piece that you should definitely go for. I don't see enough people building that, I really don't. Let's move on to the legs, guys. So the legs you want to go for is the third monster that you want to hit on the map, and that's going to be the Queen Bees, because they're going to drop the materials to make honeycomb chaps. Now even some paid players still use honeycomb chaps because legs is quite difficult in the game. The only decent legs are at level 60, so I even see a lot of high spend players at you know, player level 58, 59 still using honeycomb chaps. And there's a good reason for that, and that's because it gives you 12% cavalry attack, 12% ranged with 5% ranged defense, but those two 12% stats are invaluable. Once you get gems on this, it's really good. It's real, or jewels should I say, it's really, really good. So again, honeycomb chaps, that's going to be your best in slot for your legs. Let's move on to your main hand. Now, this is quite a controversial one. I see a lot of people using various different things. I've seen people using all sorts of stuff here, but you know, after some good testing, I've got to say the one you want to go for is the Fiery Tomahawk. It comes with 10% cavalry attack, 6.5% infantry attack, and 3.5% ranged attack. You know, all attack stats all across your army, 10% cav attacks, lovely. And when you get some jewels on this, you can it really does make a decent main hand. So the Fiery Tomahawk is 100% the main hand that you want to go for when it comes to your free-to-play gear set. And this one does use the normal materials, the ones we spoke about, you get from the material chests and farming. In fact, the rest of this gear does now. So let's move on to the offhand. The offhand that you're going to want to use, again, there's a couple of different ones you can use that are free to play, but a lot of people use these Frostwing shields. I see this a lot because of the wall defense and the army defense, but you know, like I did in my video the other day with the attack versus defense, you get a better all-round result if your attack stats are higher. So the one you want to go for isn't that, it's the Lunar Scimitar. That's the one you should go for, not for the army max HP of 11%, which is actually quite nice, but that ranged attack of 9%, that's definitely going to help you take out those cavalry front lines that are coming at you. Siege attack, you know, we can take that or leave it, but the army max HP, that's going to make you take less losses, and the ranged attack is really nice. So the offhand Lunar Scimitar, go for that one, guys. I would 100% recommend it. Now, your accessories, there are actually two. There's two that I like. Now, I know I spoke about attack stats being better. So let's look at this first of all. The Lost Island Relic. You know, this is quite a common one you see people wearing. It comes with infantry attack 6%, ranged attack 6%, and it gives your whole army a 2.5% boost on HP as well. Now, that is quite a nice accessory, and a lot of free-to-play players go for this. However, there is another one which actually you do get from hitting monsters, which is the Tidal Titan, and that is the, let's have a look, this one, the Aqua Anemone. Now this gives you actually more attack stats, so potentially this could be better than the Lost Island Relic. You know, losing 2.5% HP and taking that extra 2% to put on your Inf and your Cav, you know, potentially yes, but what I would suggest is maybe making one of the Aqua Anemone and then building two Lost Island Relics. And the reason I say that is because if you go for three of these, or you know, 2 or 3 of these, you're having to get these same materials back up to gold to get the best out of it, and that can be quite tough. So if you split the load a little bit, maybe get 2 Lost Island Relics and then 1 of these Aqua Anemones, because you know, it's going to be a lot easier then to get a full gold set rather than trying to gold out 3 Lost Island Relics. But this is definitely one to look at, guys. It's a really nice piece of gear. Comes with a slightly higher attack stat as well. So yeah, between those two, you could either do 2 Aqua Anemones and a Lost Island Relic, or maybe 2 of those and 1 of those. But most people, I don't think a lot of players know exactly what stats the Aqua Anemone has when they see it on your hero, so it kind of throws them a little bit when they see that on there. They have to go run into their workshop to see exactly what stats you're boosting with that. But that's going to be the best set to go for. It's coming up on the screen right now, I've got the list there, and if you go for this set, guys, you're going to have a really good counter for players coming in to attack you, but you're also going to have a real good stat available to you if you want to go and launch an attack. So definitely go for this set, guys. It's the best one to go for, and if you do that, I'm sure you'll find that your defenses and your attacks are a lot more successful. Okay? Anyway, guys, I hope that has been really informative and you've learnt a bit from this, and if it helps you with your gear choices going forward, then that's fantastic. I will be bringing out a part 2 in the next day or 2, and that will go through the pay-to-play gear, okay? Anyway, guys, that's it from me at the moment. For now, peace out. Oh my.